What's up, y'all? Come on in, y'all. It's your girl Paulette. We're gonna be rocking out with you for about, I say, 30 minutes. This is Quicky in the kitchen, and that's exactly where I am. I'm exhausted, but I gave my word I would return. Hey! Welcome. Let's get this party started. Come on in. We're going to give a few more people from all around an opportunity to come in. So, welcome Facebook. Welcome my personal Facebook page. Welcome YouTube Live. Welcome Twitter. And welcome Periscope. Y'all, what's going on? Once again, it's your girl Paulette, and welcome to our Wednesday edition of Quicky in the Kitchen. I'm your host, and we will be discussing this Wednesday with my tired self, but I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And we are going to be discussing how to help you rise and shine for your life. That is our mantra with the Sunday Brunch. And I am also the host of the Sunday Brunch. It's a radio show that you can absolutely hear on KCCR Radio, along with a couple of others that I need to keep quiet about for now. Okay, so until then, I wanted to come here and talk about what we have for dinner. First of all, that's right off the top, because if you guys are following the Sunday Brunch on Facebook, or if you follow your girl Paulette on Instagram or Twitter, you will actually see what we prepared today. It was a rush day for me. I came home from work. I've been back to back to back meetings. You guys know how it is. You're tired when you get home. You've been sitting in traffic all day. Who in the heck wants to do a bunch of cooking? So either A, you're using your slow cooker, B, you're doing takeaways or take out, and that's not necessarily healthy. So one of the things that I like to do is to do something really fast that doesn't take any more than maybe 30 to 45 minutes for me to prepare. And tonight it was ham and cheese sliders. All I did was take some deli meat, I melted some butter, and got some provolone cheese so it would really, really, really stretch, and put it in the oven on 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, and got some baked beans and chopped up some onion. Didn't even season it because it came already seasoned. I got the bourbon flavor. Yeah, I used a can, and it's all right because I'm not Superwoman. I'm not going to profess to be. Okay, don't have a maid in the back. I'm it. And I just added some jalapenos for extra flavor. And let's talk about all the sliders are gone. Okay, so something worked. All right, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to post pictures for that later on so that you guys can see it again at Facebook on the Sunday Brunch or the Brownstone Center. You can check it out there. And then also go ahead and head over to Instagram because I'm going to be posting pictures there. I know most of you guys got an opportunity to also see Minnie Mouse and myself doing our Don't Stop Dancing. So that's a thing to help people to understand that life's going to happen. You might as well just dance through it. That's my thing. So today's topic is a recap of a show that I actually did for the Sunday brunch over jazz and gospel. Of course, it's an absolutely beautiful show. You got to check it out if you have not. And again, you can check it out again on Facebook. And I do a recap show. Basically, we give you a snippet, about an hour and a half of the real show itself. You can listen to it if you like it. You can check out KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. It is an app. You can also check it out on Alexa and Google. That's awesome. And you can check it out live on those particular platforms. You can also listen to it in your car, which is pretty cool. So let's talk about protecting your peace. One of the things that I like to do with my personal time is enjoy life. We get up and we go through the regular mundane things of life, which is getting up, going to work, making sure that the bills are paid, making sure the family's okay, making sure that everything is all good. And then we get home, or we're at work and something sets us off, and there are things that happen and we're a little shaken up, and it allows our energy to be shaken just a little bit. It could be something someone said, it could be something that has happened. But what I have learned recently is a lot of the things that allow my peace to be shaken up is me opening myself up to be susceptible to other people's desire of me for them. So the best thing to do in situations like that is to follow 4 easy steps. They're easy to talk about, but sometimes they're really hard to do. And if anybody knows of any tips as we go through these, definitely go ahead and post down below. And I can actually see everybody's posts from all of the different platforms that we're currently on at the same time. So that's cool. You can check it out. And we can even talk about some of those things. So one of the first things that I always tell people is, and I learned this the hard way, is you have to set boundaries. That's tip number 1 for protecting your peace. And it sounds really easy to do, but if you're a person like me who was kind of raised to always be the giver and the caregiver and the person that puts themselves on the back burner, most women that I know are like this. We'll say yes when we really don't want to. We'll say yes because nobody else is going to do it because you've always done it. You have to find a place where you have to say to yourself, you know what, no, that's not going to work for me. That is absolutely not going to work for me personally. So you got to get to that point of saying no, and learn to say when. That's another thing. You have to understand within your mind that even when you're in the middle of doing, giving, being, and exuding, existing for your company, your family, whatever, there comes a time when you have got to say, okay, that's enough. Even if you're in the middle of doing it. If it's causing you stress, if it's causing you strain, and it's causing you to lose your hair and lose sleep, then it's time for you to move around and say, hands off. And it's okay to do that. It's not about being offensive to the other person or persons involved. It's about allowing yourself the space that you need to continue to be calm and collected in your own personal life. And that's a thing, right? Like, you can't not take care of your personal well-being, your mental well-being. That's a thing, for real. And then here's something else you got to learn how to do, folks, is you got to learn how to speak up for yourself. That's one of the things with protecting your peace. Sometimes we can allow people to offend us, allow people to disrespect us, allow situations to come about that are not in our best interest. And we know it as we're dealing with it, as we're walking through it, and we won't say anything. And it's causing us stress, again, causing us to lose sleep. We won't say anything. And the minute that we open our mouths, one of the things that I have found is the minute that you open your mouth and you start speaking up for yourself, then you're the difficult one. Well, then just be that. That's all I got. Just be that. Because at the end of the day, you have got to take care of your mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. No one else is going to do that. I always say that you have to get to a point where you're saying, I'm no one's therapist but my own. And we're going to talk more about that in just a few minutes. So that's step number 1. Let's go over it again. Learn to say no. That's 1. Learn to say when and speak up for yourself. That's the first rule of thumb in protecting your peace. You have to learn how to set those boundaries for yourself. Okay? Setting boundaries. Tip number 2, and I'm talking about stuff that I actually do, folks. So this isn't anything new. It's a lesson that I have learned the hard way. Because when you're constantly giving of yourself, you can be taken advantage of, and people will let you do that and know doggone well that you are allowing yourself to be used, and they won't say anything. They'll just let you just keep on doing it because they benefit. So you got to be careful of that. So step number 2, or tip number 2, is removing yourself from negativity. That's another thing. Gotta do it. You have to make sure that you are making a decision, and we're going to talk about decisions in our next Quickie in the Kitchen. Making sure that you are removing yourself from these 3 things: people, places, and things. It can be things too. So remove yourself from negative people, because that's not helping you. How is it helping you? Especially if you have something in your mind that you want to do. And my mother always taught me one thing: birds of a feather flock together. And when I was younger, I didn't understand that. She was very particular about the people that I hung with. And she would be, frustrated. Like, why do you keep hanging out with these people? It is evident that you guys are not on the same level. Like, you don't get that. And she used to always say, birds of a feather flock together, birds of a feather. And that was the only thing that she ever said. Now I understand. Because if you continue to hang around certain people long enough, you're going to start picking up their habits. You're going to start picking up their idiosyncrasies and things that they do. And you really don't want to do that. So you put yourself in those situations, and eventually their energy and their habits and things like that are going to rub off on you, and vice versa. Okay, so it could go either way. And if you're susceptible, or you're dealing with something where you're not learning how to say no, you're not setting those boundaries, you can easily set yourself up for people that can place that negative energy on you. Then you got places. If there are certain, let me just say this. Something I was thinking about today when I was driving. I was coming home, and I thought about this particular instance. Let me sip a little fluid, a little water. One of the things that I noticed is that we make a decision mentally, emotionally, vibrationally early on, where we want to live, where we want to work, what do we want to drive, those kinds of things. And so when I say removing yourself from negativity, if that means, listen, honey, if that means that you have to move away from your family, if that means that you have to move away from your neighborhood that you're used to, if it means that you've got to do all of those things so that you can continue to have that inner peace, then that's just what you got to do. And I'm not telling you anything that I don't know. I'm telling you things that I've gone through myself, and I had to make a conscious decision to say, you know what, there's that decision again. I had to make a decision to say, this isn't working for me. And it took a while, you guys. It wasn't like I woke up one morning and it was like an instant thing. It took some time. It took some healing. It took some meditation. It took some prayer. It took some going to church and doing some shouting. It took some reading some good books. It took me talking to myself. It took me going to see a therapist. It took all of that for me to understand that I had to make a decision to remove myself from people and from places. And you know what? If that means that you want to live in the suburbs, so be it. That's your business, right? That is completely up to you, but you got to learn how to protect your peace. And if that means that you got to live in a quiet neighborhood so you can get some rest at night and get up in the morning and handle yourself accordingly in public and with your family, then do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And lastly, removing yourself from negative things. Okay, so remove yourself from all negativity, or as much of it as possible. But you control this energy, this vibe, this physical area around you. And you have to set it up for that emotional and spiritual success that you absolutely need to continue to protect your peace. Do not allow anything or anyone to come in between you when it comes to you taking care of yourself and being able to just lay down and go, because that's like for real a thing. It is. Okay. Tip number 3 for protecting your peace. And then we're going to do a recap and go through this again if you missed it. So welcome everybody that's joining us. Reclaiming your time. I know we actually had a senator that said that, and we love Auntie. But here's the truth. You have to learn how to reclaim your time if you want to protect your peace. And you gotta own it when you say it, when you're saying, I need to reclaim my time. Have those alone times with yourself. Sit out on the porch. Get up in the morning before the house is moving around, which is something that I actually do. Make yourself a cup of coffee or whatever you're going to do, because that's something I do. I can only speak for me. Whatever works for you so you can center yourself first thing in the morning, because it's a lot going on right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic. They're sending kids back to school. Virtual learning is a thing now. And for some parents who have kids who aren't old enough to understand that, what does that look like? And so you're dealing with all of that. You're dealing with income. You're dealing with the lack thereof. You're looking at some people that have been furloughed. Some people didn't get called back. All of those things. So you have to find time to reclaim your time in the midst of all of this global drama that's going on. What's happening in this world right here? What's happening right here? Claim that. Take care of that. That's what you got to do. Handle your business right here. If you can handle this, then you'll have peace in the middle of this insane pandemic and this insane storm. And it's not going to be easy, because I have my moments, like I'm driving and I look over at my daughter and I know that she's getting ready to be a senior, and I'm like, I really hope that this year changes for her, right? But I know I get up in the morning and that's the first thing that I do is I let my feet hit the floor. And like Dr. Wayne Dwyer used to say, you give thanks. Thank you for the breath. Thank you for where you are. All of those things. And then I go outside and I will sit in complete silence. I just need to chill. I don't want to be inundated with news. None of it. There's no need, because I need to focus on the news at hand, and that's me. Okay. Then the other thing is, and guys, I've written this down, so I'm going to make this available to you a little bit later on. Okay. So create a safe haven for yourself. That's another thing that I do. Now, obviously with the Sunday brunch, my safe haven is my kitchen. One of the things that I've learned how to do is to create with food, to create through food, and to allow myself to relax, listen to good music while I'm cooking, whatever works for you. It could be like my girlfriend, Stacey Benford of StayandMarie.com. She makes earrings, right? That's her thing. That's her jam. It's what she does. And then, there's someone else that designs, or there's someone else that paints. Giovanna Slaughter, that's what she does absolutely all the time. So you have people who find the space to do what they need to do to continue to keep their peace. And it calms me down. Okay. And I know it kind of sounds like, well, dang, you can't handle your emotions. That is the way that I handle my emotions, especially with a lot of stuff that's going on right now. And many of us know what I'm talking about when we're talking about work, when we're talking about the public, some people being inconsiderate of other people's public, personal space and those kinds of things. So you have to learn how to find that time to create that safe haven. And that place back there is my safe haven outside of my bedroom. I have an area that is specifically for me. It's a straight shot. And then the studio is in the back where we actually do the Sunday brunch. So that's my place. Don't go in my spot, kids. And everybody in the house knows that. That's my safe haven. Set up your candles. Do whatever you need to do to give yourself the ambiance that you need, the vibe that you need. Set up your good music, or not, a good book, something to read. Set some personal goals that has nothing to do with anyone else but you. That's going to be another way that you're going to protect your peace. Okay. And then develop a ritual of silence. I know I said that before, like I get up in the morning and the first thing that I do is I go outside after my feet hit the floor and I give thanks. Thank you, Lord, for letting me see another day. I'm 6 feet above ground. That's real. And I go outside and I sit in silence, complete silence. Again, I don't want to read the news. I'm not taking my phone outside with me. I'm not checking emails. And my phone can ring at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I don't care. Not answering it, not doing it, because I have to figure out ways to reclaim my personal time so I can take care of this piece right here. Okay? I have to remain centered. And we all do. Those are things that you're just going to do. Over time, you will learn that you matter enough for you to find the space to protect your peace, because it's all you got. It's all you got. because without it, you're a ticking time bomb. Okay. So tip number 4 is reset when you need. I do this all the time. I do. It's like if you don't reset, you're setting yourself up for failure. So another thing that I do about every 2 or 3 days, I will reset my entire everything, right? By doing that, one of the things that I do when I sit in silence and I'm reclaiming my time is I'm resetting my brain. That sounds really crazy, but I don't need anything to bother me. I don't want to think about anything. I got enough going on. I got notes everywhere. They're all over the note cards. I have stuff on huge notepads on the wall. It's just stuff everywhere. And then, you know, full-time work like everyone else. And you have to learn how to just turn it off. Turn off everything. Even if that means that you run some water or I have a little thing in my bathroom, and it's got these little rocks, and when you turn it on, the water runs, and it just runs. My peace is important to me, and I do listen to jazz, and I will just rock back and forth, or something that soothes me, because soothing yourself is a thing, and there's nothing wrong with allowing yourself an opportunity to soothe your personal self. It's okay to protect, once again, your peace. Then be okay with changing things. That's okay too. Because one thing that I know, and I say this often, is change is the only constant. It's the only thing that you can count on. Nothing ever stays the same. So be okay with changing things. If making a move to another city is something that would help you to protect your peace by relocating, or maybe, you know, changing jobs, or maybe even moving, hey Nakima, or maybe even moving around furniture, rearranging your surroundings and your thoughts. That's another one. Those are some things that you definitely want to do to help to protect your peace. You want to reset when you need, and do it often, and be okay with that. Give yourself permission to be okay with resetting your expectations of what your life is supposed to look like, right? That's another thing that we have to learn how to stop doing. We have to. So let's go through those 4 tips once again, and then we're going to talk about our brownstone economics tip of the day. Okay, so protecting your peace, the 4 tips. Yes, I have them written down, handwritten at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is a real thing. Set boundaries. That's number 1. Learn to say no. Learn to say when, and speak up for yourself. That's a thing. Okay, step number 2. This is step number 2, or tip number 2. Remove yourself from negativity. Remove yourself from people, places, and things. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so reclaim your time. Make sure that you have your alone time. And y'all, one of my biggest alone times is taking a nap. Real talk. I'm just keeping it real. I'll take a nap in a minute so that I can reset. You know, you have to, in order for you to turn it off, because my brain is constantly going. I'm a believer in lists, and sometimes my lists can get in the way. So I will take a nap in a hot minute, turn on some Golden Girls, and it is on and popping. Because in a minute, Thank You for Being a Friend will be playing in the background. Rose will be saying something stupid, and Dorothy will be condescending, and Blanche is you know, doing her thing, and Sophia is somewhere else, and I'm looking at the back of my eyelids. But when I wake up, I'm refreshed, I feel better, and things are more focused for me. Here's something else. Make sure that you learn how to rearrange things, because change is the only constant, and be okay with change. Okay? And it's good to be, you know, an advocate for change. Some of us are so type A with our lives. We get into such, yes, honey, thank you for being a friend. Did you see my mouth move? I did that on purpose. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pet of confidant. And if you're through, and you know what I'm hearing in my head, Nakima, see you wrong for this, is who's that guy that did the video, and she starts singing and thank you for being a friend. I forgot, but he's doing like the ad libs and he's doing the runs. Funny, 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 funny. So anyway, so rearrange your surroundings often. If it's your physical surroundings, your home, your car, wherever, furniture, whatever you need to do to protect your peace, make sure that you're doing that. Okay, that is super important. So those are the 4 tips that I have for helping you to protect your peace. Y'all, I'm going to tell you my biggest one for me, I have 2, is turning off my brain and learning to say no. Those are 2 of the biggest things that I still have to learn how to do. So I'm still working on learning how to set boundaries. And I think a lot of us are in that realm. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to have this little printout for you guys. You can go ahead and grab it. It's going to be a PDF by Friday, and we're going to recap this on one of the shows that's coming up. So it'll be a podcast. You'll be able to check that out, and we'll recap this. But then also you'll be able to check it out at mybrownstoneriving.com. I will provide a link there, and you'll be able to read all of the tips yourself. In the meantime, you can go to mybrownstoneriving.com and check out Peace Perfect Picks. That is where you can check out all of the things that we have for sale currently. Because guess what, folks? It costs money to have this sucker run. Okay. So this week it is stainless steel bowls. That's the thing. Okay. I like the way they sound when you go and you're whisking your eggs or something like that, and you're beating your egg whites or whatever. It makes an amazing sound. But anyway, it's very comforting, and it comes with lids, and you can purchase the entire set for like $53, right? And then also we have coming up My Brownstone Living or the Sunday Brunch t-shirts to support the Sunday Brunch radio show, which will be going into syndication soon. That is all I'm going to say. And I'm going to throw away the key. And I'm excited about that, but I can't wait to share that with you all once everything is complete. So that's a really cool thing. In the meantime, you can check out the Sunday Brunch 2 ways. One, on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. I will share the link on Facebook at the Sunday Brunch or at the Brownstone Center. If you search for one, you're going to find the other, and you'll see my face and these fabulous Versaces. Okay. And you will be able to listen to it because I always post a replay of the show. So what I'll do tonight is I will actually post a replay of a couple of the shows so you can check them out for yourself. But it goes live on KCCR Radio on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a mixture of jazz and gospel. And my job as your host is to help you rise and shine for your life. Now, let's talk about some pretty interesting things, and then we're going to do another recap for you. Okay. Now, we have Brownstone Economics. So Brownstone Economics is something that I came up with because the kids are out of school, and I thought it would be kind of cool to kind of teach them little things that they can learn and take with them for the rest of their lives. We have a tip. We have a tip that I learned very early on, and I'm sure some of you guys know it. If you don't, that's fine. I will post the tip to the Sunday Brunch Facebook page and also on my Instagram at your girl Paulette. It was, are you ready? I could not stand stale cookies. Couldn't stand it. So when the kids were young, when my 2 oldest were young, I would take a piece of bread and I would put it in the cookie jar. The moisture from the bread would get into the air inside of the jar, I'm assuming, I don't know, but it would keep the cookies super, super soft. And if the cookies were still in the jar in a couple of days, one of the things I noticed is the bread would be super hard, it would be stale, and the cookies would be very, very moist, and they could have that with their milk or their hot chocolate or whatever. So that is your Brownstone Economics tip of the day. I will post that just in case you forget or you don't come back and watch the video again. It's a pretty cool tip. It actually does work. You just take a piece of regular old bread. You can cut it in half actually, or use that butt end of the bread that nobody likes. You can put that in there with your cookies as well. And when you put them in the jar, don't leave it open. okay? And close it up, and it'll keep your cookies super soft. Now, let's talk about this giveaway. We're going to talk about this yourbutterbar.com giveaway with the Sunday brunch. All you have to do, if you want to be a part of that giveaway, and if you want an opportunity to win some of the beautiful baskets that are handmade from yourbutterbar.com, all you have to do is like the Sunday brunch page at the Brownstone Center. That's what it is, at the Brownstone Center on Facebook, and then share it. That's all you got to do. We get an alert when you guys like and share the page. We've got it set up like that, and we'll put your name in the pot. Now, the more times that you share it, the more times your name will be in the pot. Now, to double your chances, you can actually like both Your Butter Bar, and also you can like the Brownstone Center, okay? When you do that on Facebook, it will triple your chances of winning. And you can continue to share, like and share, of course, and get other people to join the page as well as we continue to grow, because that's happening. And I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. What else do I have for you guys? Oh, you know what? Let's do another recap, because I wanted to share with you these cute little banners, y'all. And I was talking so fast. So we're going to protect our peace. Protect your peace. 4 tips. Y'all see that? Isn't that cute? All right. First one, you're going to set boundaries. Remember that? I said that. Set boundaries. The second thing you're going to do is remove yourself from negativity. That's another one. You're going to reclaim your time. And here's the last one. You're going to reset when you need. Reset when you need. And lastly, I'm going to give you a bonus. Seek professional help when you know you need it. That could be you need a life coach. That could be that you need to go and talk to your pastor or your rabbi or whomever, your imam, if that's a thing, I don't know. Or you can go and seek the professional help of a psychiatrist or psychotherapist. And it's okay to do that. I've had to do that in the past, okay? That doesn't mean that you are mentally ill or anything like that. That just means that sometimes it's okay to let off that steam and allow someone else to help support you through that. And life coaches are a thing, y'all. It's okay. Yes, ma'am. So please understand that, okay? And so go ahead and like that page. I would really appreciate it if you did. And let me tell you where you can find me. Let me take that off. So where you can find me to get more of these tips and also see some pretty darn cute dancing videos with my granddaughter, and also our beautiful Sunday brunches. We have so much fun. I cannot wait until this is over, because I am actually going to do a live Sunday brunch. I want to take it to a couple of different cities. I've actually been asked, am I coming to Arkansas? I'm like, no, not right now, bruh. Just give me a minute. But we will be doing it here locally in Georgia, and taking it one step at a time. And I think that will be a really nice thing. So this is where you can find me. You can find me on Facebook at The Sunday Brunch. All you got to do is search for it, and my face will come up. My hair will be down, and you'll see these exact frames, okay? And I'll smile at you. Or you can search for the Brownstone Center. It'll take you to the exact same place. But make it really easy. Just do the search for The Sunday Brunch. And then also you can follow me at YA_GURL_Paulette on Instagram. And you can also follow me at your girl Paulette on both Twitter and Periscope. That's all I've got for tonight, folks. It's been real. Check me out on Sunday with the Sunday Brunch. We film What's for Brunch on Fridays, so that it will be ready for the following week. So whatever we filmed last week is going to be ready for Sunday coming up at 10:30. So it comes out an hour before the actual radio show comes out, and you'll be able to listen to it. So it's kind of cool. So whatever I talk about in terms of what's for brunch on the Sunday brunch becomes what we have for physical brunch. Okay, and we plan that out, of course, in advance for you guys so you can take a look at what we're doing, what the food looks like when we're done. And if you guys want to see what the meal looked like after we got finished cooking during Quickie in the kitchen while we were dancing and having fun, I'm going to post those on those two platforms right after this show is over. So you guys, it's been real. Let's talk about a couple of things that I want you to do for yourself. You are responsible for the life that you're currently living. No one else can make those changes for you but you. Always remember that change is the only constant, and you are here to rise and shine for your life. Be your own superhero. Don't let anyone else take your power from you. I will see you on Sunday for the Sunday brunch. Peace.